Hannah and welcome back to the Corner of Craft podcast. I hope that you are all well. I believe today is episode 76, but I could be wrong because I never look it up before I start the podcast. I hope that you're all well. I went a bit quiet on YouTube last week, but I'm now back, and this is the third video of the week. So yeah, I seem to be back and I'm back on it. Today I have knitting to share with you. But I haven't been doing as much knitting as I wanted to, not for any reason other than the fact that the lure of The Sims 4 has drawn me back in, but I do have some knitting to share with you. Hello, if you are new, as I've already said, my name is Hannah. I'm coming at you today from a very overcast, very windy and not very nice weather Nottingham here in the UK, England specifically. I am the business owner of the Corner of Craft and I also dye yarn in colours inspired by Dungeons and Dragons my yarn brand is Chromatic Yarns. And I make hand beaded stitch markers, so that's a thing. Ooh, that's a bit of fluff that I had on my nose. And yeah, I hope that you're all well. If you'd like to follow me on social media, links as always can be found in the description box below, along with any other information that I think you might need. So I hope you've got a cup of tea and or coffee and or another beverage of your choice, depending what time of day it is there. Here it's currently 10 to 11, so I have a cup of tea that I'm part way through because I made it and then did my makeup. So the tea that I'm drinking today is just a classic Yorkshire tea, biscuit brew, out of my Silver Spot Ceramics mug. I have ordered another mug from her. I'm excited. It's a donut mug. So this could be my autumn winter mug, and then the donut mug is pink and it's got colourful donuts on it, and that can be my spring summer mug, and I'm very excited about it. Very excited. Oh! I love your mugs. Anyway, the jumper that I am wearing is the So Faded jumper. I should really line up my sleeves on this and the one that I'm knitting to see if it's going to hit at about the same place. This is knit out of Chromatic Yarns, my own hand-dyed yarn, in the Winter Wolf colourway is the top one, followed by Ice Dragon Wormling with Merrow at the bottom. Just a 3-colour blue fade, and I really love it. I've worn it a lot, and yeah, I find it very wearable. And I've got some fun blue eyeshadow to go along with it and some little teardrop earrings. Yeah, approve of this whole look. I've tried something new with my hair, did like a half up messy bun, which I quite like. I don't know. I feel quite good today. It's a good day. So, shall we get into finished objects? Yes. I kept my pinky promise to you all. I knew that if I'd made a promise, I'd stick to it. I apparently just should have done this sooner, but yeah, I stuck to my pinky promise and have finally finished the birthday cake socks. So this is, the hand-dyed yarn is by the Yarn Badger in her Rainbow Cake colourway. I did an afterthought heel using Curvy Werby's afterthought heel, and the contrast colour is Chromatic Yarns in my Sugar Plum Fay colourway, which is just a really pretty pink. And yeah, they're finally finished. I cast these socks on my birthday, which is in mid-September, and I have only just finished them. I know. Yeah. 64 stitches, 2.25mm needles. My cuffs are uneven, so I can't tell you how many rows I did on my cuff because they don't match. And then I just knit down, and yeah. It does mean that one leg is very slightly longer than the other, but I'm all right with it. I caught it. I'm all right with it. They're finally finished. They're finally done. I almost wore them when I went to the doctor's this morning, but then I thought, no, I've got a podcast. I've got to show them fresh off the needle. So if anyone else has a project that they really want to finish, make a pinky promise to me. Leave it in the comments down below. We'll have a pinky promise, and by the next podcast, check in with me and tell me if you finished them or not, because apparently that's all I needed was a pinky promise. All the ends are woven in, everything's trimmed off. They haven't been blocked, but I'm not really fussed about blocking socks. And yeah, Kirby Wear Bees Afterthought Heel is a tutorial on YouTube. I'll link it in the podcast notes, which can all be found in the description box below, or the link to the podcast notes, which are on my blog. Yes. And it's the one where you snip the yarn after you've picked up all the stitches, and it's not as scary as it seems. And yeah, beautiful. I love these. I think they're going to be very pretty. And I have some yarn left, so I might try and make some shorty socks for various friends' birthdays that are coming up, or a friend's birthday at least, because I don't think I'll be able to get too much more than one tiny pair of socks out of it. But yeah, just a fun pastel rainbow with white stripes in the middle. Beautiful, love them. And that's it, that's all I have for finished objects. Even though in the last podcast I was gloaty McGloaterson and was all, I will probably finish this jumper by the time that this podcast goes live. I did not. Yeah, Sims 4 kind of got in my way a little bit. So living in my Busy Bee bag, D&D themed, is that jumper that I said I would finish by now. I haven't finished it. This is a tiny flax light knit out of Giddy Yarns in her strawberry and vanilla cupcake colourway. That was a sock set, but I have paired it with Chromatic Yarns Sugar Plum Fay. This is on her 75/25 superwash merino and nylon, and this yarn that I have more of somewhere else is 85% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and it's just very soft for up around the neck and such. And yeah, so this is the Flax Light. It is a free pattern by Tin Can Knits. It's knit completely out of 4-ply yarn. I cast on and I'm doing the ribbing out of 3mm needles, which is a larger needle size than the pattern states. But other than that, I used a 3.75 still for the body. I'm knitting the 6 to 12 month size, and I have forgone English, the garter panel down the arm, and I'm just knitting it plain, and I think it's a really good staple jumper. The reason I went up a needle size is so it was that little bit bigger to stretch over the giant baby head, because babies have giant heads. And yeah, it's super pretty. On this project I have my Yarnistry frog that sparkles like my dreams, and also a Chromatic Yarns owl to mark the end of the round, and that was just to mark what I'd measured there and then knew I had to do X amount more, so I move it down. Also, it's just nice to decorate your knitting with beautifulness. I still need to weave all my ends in. Oh no, I did these. I've woven these ends in. I take it back. I have woven in my ends. Oh, I even did these ones. Oh my goodness, I've surprised myself. Well, I take it back. I've woven in my ends. And yeah, I haven't done these ones, but I am just onto the bottom ribbing. I've probably only got a few more rounds of this left, and then it's cast off time, and then it's knit the tiny sleeve time. Knit the tiny sleeve time. And yeah, then it can be gifted to a baby that is in my life. Not my baby, but it's a baby that's in my life. So yeah, all the baby knits. Very much enjoying it. It's nice and relatively mindless, and because it's so small, it knits up relatively quickly. And I don't know if you just heard my tummy rumble, but this microphone picks up everything, so it is likely. But I haven't eaten yet today, and it's currently 11 o'clock, so I'm feeling a little peckish. But after this podcast, I'll make myself some lunch, and then I've got to edit it. Yum! So, living in the little blue robin project bag. My Druid Magic project bag with a little Green Lambkin Yarns mushroom on the side. Beautiful. Love this bag. is my no faded sweater, or my not so faded sweater, which is the same as the jumper that I'm wearing, but a size larger, because I hadn't realised what size I'd knit this in. So it's going to have a bit more ease than this one does, which I am more than all right with. I love a baggy jumper. So I haven't made a whole lot of progress on it, but I have made some. This is where I was last time, and this is where I am now. I still have my Kawaii Studios progress keeper on it with the cute little cream egg cupcake, hopefully you can see, and a little Easter chick, because apparently Easter will not die in my heart, even though it's now May. Can't believe it's May already. I still haven't decided if I want to elongate the sleeves, but looking at these sleeves, I think I need to make them longer, but I need to try it on and see, but I'm pretty sure I need a bit more length to them. We shall see. Oh, that's just a cork bit. Let's not pull that. Let's tuck that away. So this beautiful jumper is just knit in one colour. This has a garter stitch bit on the shoulder, but I have forgone that. Why do I keep using that word if I don't know how to use it? Yes, but maybe because it is going to be a bit baggier, it means that the arm will start a bit lower down, so it might be fine. I need to cast off the body and then try it on, because I'm too lazy to put it on scrap yarn to try it on. And I am, my body circumference is larger than any of my needle circumferences. So I'm knitting this on 3.75 needles as well, but because they were in use on my other jumper, I've switched them to giant ones. And yeah, I also have the cute stitch marker that I had, this was the collaborative stitch marker with this colourway. It was very sweet, just a little strawberry. But yeah, I'm still chugging along, I'm still going on it, and yeah, hopefully the Sims 4 addiction will pass, and then I will be knitting a bit more, although I have been reminded that I have a virtual yarn show coming up in about 6 weeks, less than now. So I need to be making stitch markers for that and also dyeing yarn. So maybe that will also cut into my knitting time slightly. But yes, I am still really enjoying knitting it. It's like beautifully mindless, and I think it's going to be very wearable. This yarn is by Down Sheepy Lane. It is in the Faded Woods colourway, and it is on her BFL and bamboo base, and I bought it a few years ago for my birthday. I bought 3 skeins of it, so very exciting. I am alternating skeins using a technique called helical knitting, and I learnt that from Grace of Babel's Travelling Yarns, and yeah, it's going very well. I'm very much enjoying it, and yeah, like I've lost a bit of steam on it, I've lost a bit of momentum, but I'm sure it will come back, and I'm alright with it. I really like it. Yep, approved. And this is the So Faded pattern by Andrea Mowry, which is the same pattern as this, but like I said, just knit in a slightly larger size. Yes, approved. And I might make it a bit longer than this one is too, because this one, it's not too cropped, but it's a little bit cropped. And I have a feeling you do short rows at the back, so it kind of goes a bit high-low, but maybe I'll just knit it flat. We shall see. The world is my oyster. And honestly, that is all I've been knitting, because the Sims 4 addiction is real. I don't know if anyone else is the same with video games, but it seems to be The Sims specifically. I either ignore it for months and I don't play it, or I can't put it down and I play it obsessively, and it just takes up my free time, because that is what I was like with The Sims last week. It was very much a case of, oh, I should be doing work. Let me just play The Sims for a little bit first. Oh, the rain is starting. How exciting. It's been a really miserable bank holiday. Anyway, before I go too far off topic, I'm going to briefly talk about shop news. Yeah, I don't have a shop update coming up, but I do have an advent calendar update coming up, which is on the 15th of May at 7 p.m. BST UK time. And that is for the next round of advent calendars. The first lot sold in 15 minutes, and there are more people who have set a reminder on Instagram for it than I have advent calendars going in the shop. So if you are hoping to snag an advent calendar this time around, please be quick. And then the final round of advent calendars will go up on the 12th of June at 9 a.m. So that will be a bit more, I think that one will be a bit of a slower sell, because it's in more a UK, EU, Australia, New Zealand friendly time. It's not in so much a US friendly time. But yeah, that is when they're going up. I have worked out pricing and such for the 12 days of Stitchmas, Knitmas calendar, name to be confirmed. It is going to be £105. You get 6 mini skeins, 6 stitch markers, and you can either open it in the run up to Christmas, you can open it after Christmas, you can open it whenever you like, but it just spans 12 days, so that is entirely up to you. And I will be having 30 of those. They'll be going in the shop in July, and I'll have more information about them later on, because I need to work out what size packaging they fit in, because I might be able to sell them as a large letter, so they might be able to ship for a little bit cheaper. We shall see. Very exciting. I really need to start dyeing up advent calendars. I was meant to do it last week and then played The Sims the whole time. Yeah. And yeah, tomorrow's job for me, which is Wednesday, is to dye up club colourways, which will be very exciting. So, because they all sold, so thank you very much to everyone who purchased those this month. They always go on sale on the 1st of the month at 4 p.m. UK time. Nice and consistent. And yeah, it's so windy out there. So the Sunday before last, this is getting into personal life, Mario and I, and then my sister and her partner and my parents, we all drove and met up in a central location, and I saw my parents for the first time in 7 months, which was actually really fantastic and really lovely, and the weather was beautiful. It was wonderfully sunny. Mario got a sunburnt face, so now he's beautifully tanned. Because, you know, why listen to your wife about putting on sun cream when you can just respond with, but I'm Italian. He burns anyway. And yeah, he's very diluted Italian. And yes, I had a really lovely time seeing them. And the bank holiday for me was quite uneventful. Mario was working. I therefore worked. The weather was gross. It rained non-stop all day. But on Monday, I did do my final run of Couch to 5K. I did the 9 weeks. I took just over 9 weeks because last week on the Tuesday and Wednesday, I wasn't really feeling 100%. So, no, Wednesday, Thursday, sorry. So I didn't run then. And then I tried to run on Friday, but kind of gave up after about 10 minutes because I thought this isn't happening today, which is fine. But did it on Saturday. You had a break on Sunday, and then did the run on Monday, and oh, it's such a good feeling. I have never been someone who is sporty ever. I was terrible at sports at school. I used to do dancing and swimming, but I wouldn't say that I was good at either of them. I've never been a runner at all. I completed Couch to 5K for the first time in 2019, just before the wedding. And then once I'd finished, I started going to the gym and doing exercise classes and resistance training. And then I got married and then stopped going to the gym and then kept telling myself, I'll go back, and then cancelled my gym membership. And then the pandemic hit. So yeah, I tried to start Couch 5K again last year, but my head just wasn't in it. And it was a complete fail. I think I managed one run and then didn't do any more. But this time around, I've stuck to it. And I won't lie, I almost gave up on week 9, but having you lovely lot to hold me accountable on social media actually really, really helped, because I didn't want to let anyone down. And I know that I wouldn't have let anyone down had I just tapped out, but I still felt the pressure there. So thanks for holding me accountable. And a lot of people have said that they now want to start doing Couch to 5K, so happy to help. If you find that you're not enjoying the running or doing anything or something, I recommend switching up what you're listening to. I listen to podcasts and I find it so much nicer than listening to music. I find music annoying because I know how long a song is and it makes me very aware of like how long I've been running for. So yeah, but everyone's different. So now I just have to keep running basically. I'm still going to try and go out 3 times a week and try and keep running for half an hour. Maybe I won't run for half an hour on every one. Maybe I won't run non-stop on every one and I'll walk for a little bit and then start running again. Who knows? But I think it would be good to get out there and try to. I really hate the first 10 minutes of running. I think it's gross and I keep telling myself it's gross, which is not a good mindset to have. But the final 5 minutes is really, really nice. And then you have the endorphins for when you finish and it feels really great. But you just got to get to that end bit first. You got to get through the bit that's gross. Luckily for me, that bit is predominantly downhill until there's a big slope uphill, and then that bit's not fun. But yeah, I recommend giving it a go. You never know, you might like it. But yeah, other than that, we've not been up to that much at all. It's raining and not nice at the minute. Hopefully the weather warms up soon. Hopefully it stops raining soon. And yeah, because things are starting to open up again here in the UK, we can have people in our gardens. Our outside table has arrived, so we need to build that. And in mid-May, we will be able to have people in our house again, which is weird because we've never had anyone around our house because we bought the house in October and then went into lockdown. So we've not been able to show off the house to anyone, which is probably for the best because we've not done a whole lot to it. We're both working really hard. And yeah, that's basically it. That's all I have. That's all I have to talk about. Thank you so much for watching this podcast. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you have been up to lately. What have you been working on? What have you been knitting? What progress have you been making on in your projects? Do we need to make a pinky promise on a project that you've been dragging your feet on? Apparently, prepositions are difficult for me at the moment. Yeah, keep me in check. I'm nosy, I'd like to know. If you'd like to follow me on social media, links can all be found in the description box below, along with any other information that I think you might need. So yeah, any more information that you want about any of the projects that I have spoken about today, check podcast notes. Please feel free to subscribe. I am currently uploading 3 times a week with a podcast every fortnight. We'll ignore last week and the fact that I didn't upload at all, but I'm back and back to uploading often. So I would love it if you stuck around and joined the party that is the Corner of Craft. We'd love to have you here. We're a very welcoming bunch of people, and yeah, it would be nice if you were to join us. Thank you. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really helps me out and also helps out the YouTube algorithm. If you absolutely hated the video, that's also fine. I forgive you. But feel free to hit the thumbs down button because it also helps me out. You actually do more damage by not hitting either button, so hopefully if you hated the video you'll have gone by now. Yeah, I think that is absolutely everything that I have to say. Thank you so much once again for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.